Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. On the show today, we cover Dev Deepawali in Varanasi and the new convention center in Kashmir's Gulmarg. Also on the show, Day of the Dead celebrations worldwide. And the spectacular opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum. Let's begin. It's that time of the year when India glows in the light of devotion. As the gods of Varanasi dazzle with diyas for Dev Deepawali, Ayodhya readies for a divine spectacle. Here's more.
On the banks of the Ganga, Varanasi transformed into a glowing canvas of faith and light this Dev Deepawali. Millions of earthen lamps illuminated 84 ghats. From Asi to the Shashwamedh Ghats, these diyas symbolize the descent of the gods to earth. The festival, celebrated 15 days after Diwali, marks Lord Shiva's victory over the demon Tripurasura, a day of divine triumph and spiritual renewal. From Ganga Aartis to laser projection shows at Chet Singh Ghat, the city came alive in what devotees fondly call the Diwali of the gods. Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath, inaugurated the grand celebration at Namo Ghat, where millions of diyas flickered in unison, bathing Kashi in a celestial glow. Even the temple courtyards of the renowned Kashi Vishwanath were adorned with flowers and lights. From devotees chanting mantras to conch shells echoing through the night, it was a spectacle of faith, unity and gratitude. PM Modi also took to social media site X and shared glimpses from the spectacular celebrations of Dev Deepawali in Varanasi. But beyond the faith lies a remarkable story of growth. We're talking about the tourism sector of Uttar Pradesh. Varanasi, Ayodhya and Prayagraj together have emerged as the new spiritual powerhouse of India. Tourist arrivals in the state have grown 361% in just 8 years, from 237.5 million in 2017 to over 1 billion in 2025's first quarter alone. Varanasi saw footfall jump nearly 18 times since 2017, from over 6.7 million in 2017 to 110 million in 2024. While Ayodhya's tourism exploded over 85-fold since 2017, welcoming more than 200 million visitors in early 2025 alone. The Kashi Vishwanath corridor and the Ram temple have transformed both cities into global pilgrim magnets. Meanwhile, Prayagraj continues to anchor this faith circuit with record-breaking crowds during the Mahakumbh 2025. Which drew over 660 million, a spiritual gathering on an unimaginable scale. In Ayodhya, the Deepotsav 2025 lit up the banks of the Saryu with over 2.6 million diyas. And now all eyes are on the 25th of November, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hoist the Dhwaj, or flag atop the Ram temple, marking the completion of the Ram temple and signalling a new spiritual era for Ayodhya. The resurgence of Ayodhya, Varanasi and Prayagraj is not just a story of faith, it's a story of transformation.
A new convention center has recently been inaugurated in Gulmarg. This new sprawling development is expected to boost tourism and create new opportunities for businesses and local youth in the region. This is Gulmarg, a famous tourist destination located at a high altitude in the Kashmir Valley. This destination is popular for tourists both in summer and winter, when the Ararat mountain is covered in world-class powder. One new development that has happened in this destination this season is the opening of a state-of-the-art convention center. This new facility features a traditional wood and stone facade, a suitable design for a cold climate destination with significant snowfall in winter.
गुलमर्ग का जो टूरिज्म के हवाले से जो पोटेंशियल है,
Gulmarg's tourism potential is immense. We saw even more interest when people began inquiring about hosting conferences here, but Gulmarg didn't have such facilities before. With this development, it will significantly boost tourism overall. Gulmarg has now become a complete tourist destination for visitors from around the world.
This is a milestone for Gulmarg. Some days the crowd might be low, but that shouldn't be seen as a waste of money. It's a long-term investment, one that's truly priceless.
A convention center in a location like Gulmarg can surely help the region promote MICE activities and also boost tourism to the region. The center was built at a cost of 21 crore rupees, or around $2.3 million, by the National Building Construction Corporation, or NBCC.
This convention center is like the crown of Gulmarg. It has enhanced the beauty and prestige of the place. In the future, the events held here will also contribute to our profits.
The center now remains in the hands of local leadership to ensure that it is utilized to its full potential. The facility could be open in the evenings, providing tourists with options in Gulmarg after sunset, something that has been lacking before. And even if just a few big events are held at the center, it could provide local stakeholders with substantial, much-needed income.
Jammu and Kashmir government has been unveiling new additions to promote tourism across the Kashmir Valley. And with Gulmarg's new convention center, the government is hopeful that not only the skiers from across the world will come this winter to Gulmarg, but also there'll be international conferences held in the newly inaugurated Gulmarg Convention Center.
Let's move on to showcase how the Day of the Dead was recently celebrated. The colorful day saw people across the world come together to honor the deceased. For Mexicans, honoring the dead is a special occasion. This is called the Day of the Dead and officially occurs around the end of October to early November. The unusual thing about this celebration is that the living remember and honor their dearly departed, not with sorrow, but with celebration. Day of the Dead dates back centuries to ancient indigenous civilizations who would organize parties when someone passed away to guide them to the afterlife. They would lay out food in altars to nourish them on the journey. The preparations begin several days before the day of celebrations, and the event is celebrated mainly in North and South America as well as in other countries. Let's explore how this grand event unfolded across the world. In Mexico, families gathered in candle-lit cemeteries decorated with marigolds last Saturday night to welcome back the spirits of their loved ones as the Day of the Dead celebrations began.
This is a tradition passed down by our parents. We believe that on the 1st and 2nd of November, our loved ones who have passed away come to visit us. That's why we build altars. They are a bridge between the living and the dead. The flowers, marigolds, and candles light their way, guiding them through the portal.
For many Mexicans, it's a time to remember their parents and reflect on life and loss. According to historians, the tradition is rooted in Aztec rituals honoring Mictecacihuatl, the queen of the underworld, which blends ancient beliefs with Catholic All Saints and All Souls Day, keeping Mexico's spiritual heritage alive. Mexico City burst into color last Saturday as crowds of locals and tourists joined the Day of the Dead parade. Filling the streets with Katrina costumes, skull makeup and marigold blooms. The parade wound down Paseo de la Reforma to the Zocalo, featuring floats, dancers and tributes that blended indigenous and Catholic traditions, honoring the return of departed souls.
This is well worth whatever I spent to get here. It's amazing. I've met amazing people. It's just a beautiful, beautiful city and a beautiful culture.
The elegant Katrina, now a global symbol of the celebration, was first created in the early 1900s by artist José Guadalupe Posada to satirize those who denied their indigenous heritage, later immortalized by Diego Rivera as the icon of Mexico's most beloved festival. A burst of color filled a Guatemalan cemetery last Saturday as families raised giant handmade kites to mark the Day of the Dead in the southern region of Zacatepeques. The centuries-old tradition sees families raise intricate bamboo kites to honor ancestors, repel negative spirits, and renew their bond with the departed. Dating back to the late 19th century, the ritual began in the towns of Zacatepeques and Zumpango, where locals believed kites helped guide souls to eternal peace. In 2024, UNESCO recognized the vibrant celebration by adding it to the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Families in El Alto, Bolivia gathered at the Mercedarian Cemetery last Sunday to celebrate the Day of the Dead. Here, the tradition blends Catholic and Aymara customs. Amidst lively music and dancing, mourners decorated graves with flowers, bread and symbolic offerings, while spiritual guides led prayers to help the souls of loved ones find peace. The celebration is both solemn and joyful, a time to honor the departed while cherishing the continuity of life. A hallmark of the festival is the Tantawawa, meaning bread child in Aymara, intricately baked figures that symbolize the dead. More than 100 people joined Aztec dancers through an arch of paper flowers into El Colegio High School in Minneapolis last Saturday to visit student-made altars for Dia de Muertos, the Day of the Dead. Altars filled with candles, candy skulls and flowers honored both local and global losses. In southern France, the town of Barcelonnette bursts into color each year to celebrate Mexico's Day of the Dead, with ranchera music, vibrant altars, and locals in La Catrina-style makeup. The town, often called the most Mexican in Europe, has honored this tradition for over 20 years, blending remembrance with festivity and drawing visitors from across the world. After 2 decades of anticipation, Egypt finally opened the doors to one of the world's most ambitious cultural landmarks, the Grand Egyptian Museum in Giza. A $1 billion project, the museum is hailed as a modern wonder celebrating Egypt's ancient past. Here's a look at the spectacular opening ceremony.
Fireworks lit up the Giza night sky. Drones formed pharaonic figures, the Eye of Horus, and ancient hieroglyphs over the Giza plateau. After years of delay, Egypt finally opened the Grand Egyptian Museum last weekend, a $1 billion tribute to one of the oldest civilizations on Earth. The museum stands in the shadow of the Great Pyramids and the Sphinx, spanning 500,000 square meters and housing over 100,000 artifacts, many of which have never been displayed to the public before. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi led the grand inauguration, attended by delegates from 79 countries, including heads of state, royals, and global dignitaries.
Today, as we celebrate together the opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum, we are writing a new chapter in the history of the present and the future in the cause of this ancient homeland.
The center of attention was a complete collection of King Tutankhamun. Over 4,500 artifacts, including the golden mask and 2 coffins, are on display together for the first time since the discovery of his tomb in 1922. Tutankhamun was the 13th pharaoh of the 18th dynasty of ancient Egypt. Around the age of 8 to 9, Tutankhamun ascended the throne and ruled Egypt for nearly a decade during the 18th dynasty. But unfortunately, his reign was short. Tutankhamun died at the age of 18 or 19. Experts believe he died of complications from malaria and a leg fracture, but his legacy continues to fascinate the world, symbolizing Egypt's timeless mystique. So why is this pharaoh so well known, considering his reign and life was so short? Well, his tomb was discovered almost intact by British archaeologist Howard Carter, which is seen as one of the most significant archaeological finds in history, offering an unprecedented glimpse into the wealth and artistry of ancient Egypt.
We came on a girls' trip for the week to see the Grand Egyptian Museum opening, and we saw the King Tutankhamun exhibit, and it was incredible. It brought me to tears. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Actually, I might cry again.
Alongside Tutankhamun's treasures, the museum's vast galleries feature interactive exhibits, including the first King Khufu boat, the towering statue of Ramses II, and hundreds of other masterpieces that celebrate Egypt's pharaonic grandeur. The inauguration night was a breathtaking visual spectacle with fireworks cascading across the Giza skyline. Above the pyramids, hundreds of drones painted glowing pharaonic symbols into the night sky. Below, an orchestra performed a tribute to Egypt's timeless legacy. The museum is expected to attract 5 million visitors annually, positioning it among the world's top cultural destinations alongside the Louvre in Paris and the Metropolitan Museum in New York. For Egypt, the Grand Egyptian Museum is not just a building, it's a symbol of rebirth. With its grand scale, dazzling technology, and timeless artifacts, the Grand Egyptian Museum stands as a monumental celebration of Egypt's legacy, where history, culture, and modernity meet.
Victoria Harbour in Hong Kong hosted some larger-than-life inflatable cartoon characters, which float elegantly across the harbour. Many tourists flocked to the shore of the South China Sea to witness the unique portrayal of art and childhood nostalgia.
Hong Kong's famous Victoria Harbour, a place known for its stunning skyline, witnessed unusual guests for a special event. But these weren't your everyday visitors. They were larger-than-life cartoon characters floating proudly on the water. Doraemon, the classic icon from the popular Japanese manga series, made an appearance on the harbour. The blue robot cat is beloved across Asia. Tourists admired the cute floating showpiece as Doraemon laid on a huge Dora cake with a red mini Dora sitting beside it.
Doraemon is even cuter than before, especially the pancake design. So cute, you want to eat it.
Just next to Doraemon floats Labubu, the quirky, sharp-toothed creature that has sparked a global craze. Originating from the children's book series, The Monsters, Labubu was created in 2015 by Hong Kong artist Casing Long and became a sensation with its collectible plush toys. But do you know that there is a conspiracy theory around this cute little creature? Some claim the character was inspired by Pazuzu, a demon from ancient Mesopotamian myth. Though unproven, a few owners have alleged their toys were possessed, even burning them publicly. At the event, the cartoon parade also featured Elmo, the red monster from the famous show Sesame Street, and McDonald's purple mascot, Grimace. The floats turned the harbour into a living gallery of childhood nostalgia.
Actually, the one I was most looking forward to was Labubu, but after seeing it in person, I found Grimace really cute too. My child seems to prefer Doraemon.
The event is the latest creation by the same team behind Hong Kong's iconic rubber duck and cause displays, both of which became global sensations. The rubber duck, designed by Dutch artist Florentine Hofman, first made waves in 2007, marking a spectacular display in cities like Sydney, Los Angeles, and Seoul, before charming crowds in Hong Kong's Victoria Harbour.
That's all we have for you on the show in this week's episode of Wings, but we return with more next weekend. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.